salvation or understand your own self. It mentions about yoga shastras and also renunciation. I mean, leaving up your desire, etc. Yavam adan seyalandro Yavam adan seyalandro Yavam adan seyalandro Manameni summa irupai Yavam adan seyalandro Tavum vanarampor தவிக்கின்றாய் தாவும் வானரம்போல் தவிக்கின்றாய் தாவும் வானரம்போல் தவிக்கின்றாய் தாவும் வானரம்போல் தவிக்கின்றாய் வானமே உள் இயல்பு கதை மறக்கின்றாய் வானமே உள் இயல்பு அதை மறக்கின்றாய் வானமே உள் இயல்பு அதை மறக்கின்றாய் யாவும் அதன் செயலன்றோ மனமே சும்மா இருப்பாய் யாவும் அதன் செயலன்றோ உள்ளத்தின் கோயில் உடலே உள்ளத்தின் கோயில் உடலே தியாக யோகங்களே பயின்றிடுவாய் உள்ளத்தின் கோயில் உடலே தியாக யோகங்களே பயின்றிடுவாய் தெளிந்த சித்தத்தில் அது சித்திக்குமே தெளிந்த சித்தத்தில் அது சித்திக்குமே வியாபிக்கும் பிரபஞ்சமாய் சேதனமே வியாபிக்கும் பிரபஞ்சமாய் சேதனமே யாவும் அதன் செயலன்றோ மனமே நீ சும்மாய் இருப்பாய் யாவும் அதன் செயலன்றோ Prayer all can join. Pratasparami hridi samspuradatmatattvam
Pratasparami hridi samspuradatmatattvam
Chachitsukam paramahamsagadim turiyam
Chachitsukam paramahamsagadim turiyam
Yaswapna jagara sushuptama vaiti nityam
Yaswapna jagara sushuptama vaiti nityam
Tad brahma nishkalamagam nacha bodha sanghaga
Tad brahma nishkalamagam nacha bodha sanghaga
Pratarbhajami manasa vachasamagамyam
Pratarbhajami manasa vachasamagамyam
Vacho vibhanti nikila yadanagruhena
Vacho vibhanti nikila yadanagruhena
यन्नेति नेति वचनै निगमा आवोचम्
यन्नेति नेति वचनै निगमा आवोचम्
तं देवदेवमजम् अच्युतमाहूरग्रयम् तं देवदेवम् अजम् अच्युतम् आहूरग्रयम् प्रातर्नमामि तमसः परमर्कवर्णम् प्रातर्नमामि तमसः परमर्कवर्णम् पूर्णं सनातनपदं पुरुषोत्तमाख्यम् सनातनपदं पुरुषोत्तमाख्यम् यस्मिन्निदं जगदशेषमशेषमूर्तौ जगदशेषमशेषमूर्तौ रज्ज्वाम्बुजङ्गमैव प्रतिभासितं वै This slogam again because it's a new slogam to you. Pratarnamami tamasah paramarkavarnam Purnam sanatanapadam purushotamakyam
Purnam sanatanapadam purushotamakyam
Yasminnidam jagadasheshamasheshamurtau
Yasminnidam jagadasheshamasheshamurtau
Rajvambujangamayiva pratibhasitam vai
Rajvambujangamayiva pratibhasitam vai.
The first slokam, as you know, it worships the principle of Atma in the heart, and it prays that, and it says that I am that Brahman and not this assemblage of this body, not this body consisting of these causal, subtle and gross bodies. We know something about that, we have already explained. Today also we are going to revise the last discourse, the subject we discussed during the last discourse. The second slogan, Pratarbhajami manasa vachasam agamyam vacho vibhanti nikila yad anuprahena yad neti vachanehi nigama Avocham stam devadevam ajam achyutam ahuhu agrayam. That is, Devadevam, God of gods. If you want to personify, it is God of gods. There is no other existence, there is no other God other than this. I worship Paradar Bhajami means I meditate and I sing the glory of this great divine existence, and it is beyond your mind, beyond your words. It can't be described in words. But all the words, all the speeches, they shine. Vivanti means shine. It shines, or it is possible for us to speak, to sing and do everything by virtue of, by the grace, yet anugrahena, by whose grace? Nikhila, entire speeches, your consciousness, spoken consciousness is possible only by the grace of this great principle, divine principle. Avocham, it cannot be expressed in words, even by people who realize the Jivan Muktas, the great sages. Even by them, it can't be expressed. Therefore, but they know, they have experienced it, and they want to share this great experience with all the people. They are so kind, these great sages. Therefore, they try to explain it being in human forms. You can't see this at all. You can't grasp it at all. It is experience which cannot be understood until every individual goes through that. The only solution is to every individual to go through that experience. And this is a great thing, because if every individual can go through the experience, what other thing can there be for salvation? So these sages, out of extraordinary love for humanity, they explain it in neti principle. Naiti, that means it is not this, it is not this, it is not this, it is not this, then it is this. So this is the rigorous practice, the way of explaining these sages adopt, and somehow they have communicated this message to us. I worship that God of gods, which even the sages find it difficult to explain. Achyudam means, you see, is Achyudam is imperishable, and Ajam means not born. It is never born. So that is the third sloka. These three slokas have been selected because in a way they sum up. It is a sort of introduction to the whole discourse. So Pratar Namami means again I worship. Tamasa Paramarka Varnam. This is a little different thing. Tamasa means it is darkness. So all along we have been saying, comparing knowledge to light. And we said we should go away from ignorance, that is darkness. But here, the great saint Adi Shankara, it's Adi Shankara's slokam, he says, I am worshipping darkness. So it's intriguing, isn't it? You are worshipping darkness. Darkness we are comparing to ignorance. Are you worshipping ignorance? Means I am going to explain to you the very important thing which comes later now. That is, the self is undifferentiated. Undifferentiated means it is not in parts. So undivided whole, like undivided share. So it is undifferentiated. Self is undifferentiated, unknowledge, awareness. So also is this prakriti or matter. It is also undifferentiated, continuous, undifferentiated. These two things they form existence, and what we see is this darkness part of it. As an individual, you see the manifestation, and the manifestation is so bright of stars, suns, etc. And then beyond that is space. Maybe there are more unseen nebulae, huge constellations, fireworks taking place in space, which you are exploring, and it is receding horizon. You never know what the extent of it. So the magnitude of it, you know, so big, the vast known phenomena of manifestation can't be measured. It seems to be infinite. Beyond this known manifested infinite show is the not seen part of the whole existence. So therefore, Purusha Suktam explained it as Sapadasya Bhutani Tripadasya Amritam Divi. Divi means divine. Amritam means eternal, not perishing. That is 3/4. So the known part of Bhutani means manifested, physical appearances. So this is 1/4 and 3/4 is not seen. This 1/4 is so big, means 3/4 how big it is. Is there any way to comprehend this phenomenon? The darkness as well as the light, the ignorance as well as the knowledge. These are the two aspects of the divine. And here he is worshipping the darkness, tamasaha. Tamasaha means darkness. So, this is in the other way of worshipping the divine. And this atmabodha says, let us not go to the tamasa or the darkness part of it. We should explore the knowledge part of it. When you explore knowledge, that disappears. But that is what we know now. This part of knowledge we don't know. That is what we know now, and we think that is real. Another thing, it is from this darkness, the big bang and whatever it is, the light is coming out. So the very principle of light appears to be hidden in this darkness. So from darkness light comes. This is because there is no cause and effect. Cause and effect are karana karya. Both are aspects of the same existence. It is not one preceding the other. This is first, this is first. No, not like that. As simple as the seed coming from out of a tree, and the tree producing the seeds. And see, if you take the banyan tree, it will be about half kilometer this way, half kilometer completely blocking the road. Not a small particle light will seep through. But if you take its fruit, it is so small. And inside the fruit there will be about hundreds of seeds. So small. From the small bit, the huge banyan tree comes. This is how this atom as well as the infinite existence, manifestation are appearing. So this is called andam and pindam and andam. Both are in pindam you can see andam and you can see pindam. That is the experience you get only when you reach the self and become the self. It is a totally different experience. So, and further this stance, I have taken much time for explaining this slogan, but it is part of today's discourse. Rajvam Bhujangama Iva Pradibhasitam Vai. He says, Bhujanga means snake, Raj means rope. So the whole universe appears to be like a snake is superimposed on rope. You see only the snake part of it, you don't see the rope part of it. And the rope, that is the reality of existence. So this is a famous example in Vedanta, and in the sloka also Acharya Samika has used this Vedanta. And it also says, Yasmin Nidam Jagada Sesham Asesham Murto. That is, he is infinite, but when he appears as the world, the manifested world, he defines his appearance. Every world is round, the sun is round, and like that you see everything cut out and defined. Looks as if they are all suspended in space. So this is only his manifestation, in whom this entire world is completely settled into a definite shape. That is Yasmin idam, in whom Jagat, that means the entire world, is settled asesham murto. Murto means defined form. That which is not at all defined appears as a defined form. When it shows, it becomes, yes, manifestation. And will you please show that Agastya? You will now see a video where Agastya has explained a scientific principle of making electricity, which was the word called voltage. When Alexander Volt, some 150 years or 80 years ago, he has introduced this electricity, and the volt name is given after that Alexander Volt. This principle has been explained by Agastya. We don't know the time of Agastya. Agastya is supposed to have been in Rama's period. Rama was in Treta Yugam, about 12.64 lakhs years before Rama existed. Agastya is supposed to visited Rama in the battlefield and advised him, you chant Aditya Hridayam so that the next day you can kill Ravana. Because previously Rama had defeated him and asked him to come the next day. Throughout the night, Rama was worried, how I am going to kill this great soldier. Ravana, though he made some mistakes, like Brahmin, he was master of all arts, great Veena expert, and he knew all the Shastras. And he pleased Lord Shiva. He is a great person. And how I am going to kill this man? He was worried. Then Agastya comes and advises him. Adityam Gavyam Punyam Sarvachatri Vinasanam Jayabhavam Jayam Nityam Akshayam Paramansam. So you chant, you pray Lord Surya, and then he will give you all the powers. So he does that Aditya Hridayam Sastram. He teaches to Rama. Rama says this Sastra, and he draws all energy and powers and intelligence to kill the Rakshasa the next day. So that Agastya is according to us some lakhs and lakhs of years ago, but according to the British historian maybe about 5,000 years ago or 3,500 years ago. Whatever it is, lived in the past, we don't know which period he lived. He has given this practical way of producing electricity, and he says the electricity produces about 12 volts and it can lift a man 10 feet above. That is the power of electricity. Like a small electricity unit of electricity produced. You please see that video.
This ancient manuscript provides accurate instructions for how to make a dry electric battery. The battery doesn't show up in our conventional technology until the 19th century. What the heck is it doing in the Agastya Samhita, the sacred text that was Agastya's personal writings? If Agastya knew how to build a battery, then how can we rule out all of the other marvelous technology that is described in the same document? On March 31st, 2016, author and researcher David Childress met met with physics professor Dr. Michael Denton at the University of California, Irvine, to put Sage and Custy's centuries-old instructions for building a battery to the test. So we need a well-cleaned copper plate. Okay, so that's the copper plate here. That's going to make one end of our battery. All right, and we need an earthenware vessel. We've actually chosen to substitute that with a plastic petri dish. All that vessel is an insulator to hold our battery. These are transparent, so we can look inside while we do our test. And then we need copper sulfate. So we've got some copper sulfate solution here. It's a liquid and it's blue. That tells you about the copper inside. Okay, and we need moist sawdust. We're going to actually start with dry sawdust, and when we add the copper sulfate in our battery, it'll become our moist sawdust. Okay, and then we need a zinc plate. So finally, the silver-looking plates, those are our zinc plates. That makes the other end of the battery. Oh, let's see how this works then. Okay, so we start with the copper plate. As I said, you put that at the bottom, and then we add the sawdust. Okay, what does the sawdust do? Well, one of the important things in the battery is to make sure the two metals don't touch each other. They have to stay separated or the battery is shorted out. Now we're going to add zinc on top. Now we're going to add the copper sulfate. What does that do? So this is our electrolyte solution. It's a key element to the battery. It's going to cause the chemical reaction that will take electrons from one of the metals and allow them to flow to the other metal, and that'll give us our current and our battery. Now we're going to take our voltmeter, and we're going to check and see what sort of voltage we're getting out of this battery. And as you can see, we've got 1 volt on the voltmeter. So our battery is actually working and running. Wow, and this really validates this ancient text. So what can you do with 1 volt? Well, with 1 volt and a typical single battery like this, the cool thing is you have enough energy content that you can lift a person, say a 200-pound person, about 10 meters into the air if you have the right machinery to hook this battery up to. Wow. A battery with enough power to lift a person off the ground? Could the technology described by Sage
இந்த காணொலியை பார்த்தீங்களா? இந்த காணொலியை பார்த்துட்டு எனக்கு 2 நாட்கள் தூக்கமே வரல. உலகத்துக்கே கலை, அறிவியல், பண்பாடு, கலாச்சாரம், நாகரீகம், அறிவியல், வேளாண்மை எல்லாவற்றும் கற்றுக் கொடுத்தது தமிழர்கள் தான். ஆனா இதுல என்ன கொடுமைனா, நம்மளே காட்டுமிராண்டிகள்னு சொல்லிட்டு ஒரு கூட்டம் இருக்குது. இந்த காணொலியில ஒரு கேள்வி எழுப்புறாங்க. என்னன்னா, பல ஆயிரம் வருடங்களுக்கு முன்னாடியே அகத்தியர்னால இவ்வளவு துல்லியமா பேட்டரி கண்டுபிடிக்க முடியும்னு சொல்றதுனா, அவர் சொன்ன மற்ற விடயங்கள்லாம் எப்படி தவறா இருக்குன்னு கேட்கிறாங்க. உதாரணத்துக்கு சித்த மருத்துவம் எப்படிங்க தவறா இருக்கும்? தமிழர்களுடைய நாம எல்லாத்தையும் கற்றுக் கொடுத்துட்டு வேறற்ற மரங்கள் போல இருக்கும். இந்த ஒரு கொடுமையான காலகட்டம். நான் அடிக்கடி என் நண்பர்கள் கிட்ட சொல்றது உண்டு. வெள்ளைக்காரர்கள் எப்ப இந்தியாவோட வர்த்தகம் பண்ண ஆரம்பிச்சாங்களோ அதற்கு அப்புறம் தான் அவங்க நிறைய இன்வென்ஷன்ஸ் அப்படின்னு கண்டுபிடிக்கிறாங்க மாடர்ன் சயின்ஸ்ல. உதாரணத்துக்கு இந்த காணொலியில வோல்ட் மீட்டர் அப்படின்னு நீங்க பார்த்திருப்பீங்க இல்லையா? அதை கண்டுபிடிக்கிறது 18ஆம் நூற்றாண்டுல அலெக்சாண்டர் வோல்ட் அப்படின்றவர் கண்டுபிடிக்கிறார். அதனால வோல்ட் மீட்டர்னு சொல்றாங்க. அவர் எப்படி நம்ம கண்டுபிடிக்கிறார்? பேட்டரிய துத்தநாகம், ஜிங்க், காப்பர், செப்பு, இந்த 2 தகடுகளையும் வச்சு எலக்ட்ரோலைட் வச்சுதான் கண்டுபிடிக்கிறார். இது முழுக்க முழுக்க அகத்திய சொன்னதுங்க. தமிழர்களுடைய நாம முதல்ல வீர சைவர்கள் அப்படின்னா என்னன்னு போய் பார்த்தோம். சைவ சித்தாந்தம்னா என்ன? தமிழர்களுக்கு, தமிழ் மொழிக்கு வீர சைவர்கள் எவ்வளவு தூரம் நாங்கள் அர்ப்பணிச்சிருக்காங்கன்றதை பார்க்கணும். சித்தர்களை பத்தி படிக்கணும். சித்தர்கள் ஒரு வாழ்வியல் முறையே நம்மளுக்கு உருவாக்கி கொடுத்திருக்காங்க. இளைய தமிழ் சமுதாயத்தினருக்கு நான் இந்த காணொலியை சமர்ப்பிக்கின்றேன். நீங்க இந்த காணொலியை பார்த்துட்டு உங்களோட நண்பர்களோடையும் இதை பகிருங்க. அப்பதான் நம்மளோட பெருமை எல்லோரையும் போய் சென்றடையும். நன்றி.
Siddhas in Mayiladuthurai, in my native place, it's a place called Siddhakot. It is Siddharghat. You go there, it is next to the railway station, a small village. In Siddharghat, if you go and see the old Shivalinga, the kind of where the Siddhas are buried after their Samadhi. So there are many 18 or 20 like that. They said there were 18 Siddhas. And they were their cemetery, they used to say that. This was very prevalent. And Agastya is supposed to have given the horoscope all the individuals for all times in his Agastya Nadi. So even Vaidism Koil people say that we are specialists in Agastya Nadi, they make a lot of money, a lot of bogus things are there. But originally Agastya seemed to have given a blueprint of all lives in his Agastya Nadi. And it is not confined to Tamil region. He is supposed to have come from the north to the south. And then he developed Tamil and all that. The entire Tamil owes its growth to Agastya. He started with him. And also he is supposed to have created Kaveri. It's possible because Shankaracharya, 2005 ago, he brought the river inside in his own house to help his mother. So such wonders could have been done by great rishis. By their sankalpam, by their mere wish, by a mere wish, it would have materialized. My mother used to tell a story. There was a Brahmin who lost his father, and he wanted to know what happened to him in the next birth. He had to do the tree, etc. Then he went to the Agastya Nadi Joshan. He said, your father is born. He is born as a calf. It happened in Trichy. So somewhere near Pandamangalam or wherever there is a suburb of Trichy. There in the cattle shed, he was born only today, this morning. You can go and see that. He went to that particular place and that house and the cattle shed, and he found the new calf there. My mother used to tell this story. There could be some truth in what he said, and many people go and refer to this Nadi Joshyam. And they utter the name, and then immediately they will read out the particular palm leaf they will take. They will write 2 or 3 leaves, and one will suit that by name, right? And then they will predict what all happened in the past and what will happen in the future. So now we will go to the 3 slokas of the last class. Panchīkrita Mahabhuta Sambhavam Karma Sanchidam Sareeram Sukha Dukkhanam Bhogayatanam Uchyate. Uchyate is said by great sages. That is sacred testimony. That is, for that I gave you this example. The proof of what great sages say. If it is true for such instances like this, protection of electricity, it should be true also for other things also, like this Sukshma Sarira and Sola Sarira, etc. And the explanation given to that, which they give from their extrasensory perception. There are 2 perceptions, the perceptions which we know, perceptions by hearing, by seeing, tasting. So you sense and you derive knowledge. This is ordinary knowledge. Extrasensory perceptions means beyond the senses. They don't need the senses, because the senses are made, it comes from the self, and therefore they are beyond the sense. As Krishna says, I cannot be cut by the sword because I make the sword. I am the sword. I can't be drenched by water because I am water. He says like that. I can't be burned by the fire because I am the fire. It is that material which makes all these things. Therefore, it doesn't need any sense organ. There are slokas coming after which will explain this concept. So, beyond the extrasensory perception, that is extraordinary knowledge. And what they say is the ultimate truth. So, on that basis only, we are proceeding and explaining these concepts. There are three things. In ordinary scientific observation, you observe, verify, you observe and make an observation, a hypothesis, verify the hypothesis by statistical data, and then formulate the theory, and you compare it with other scientists, and you agree on that, and then it becomes a scientific law. Like, for example, for every action there is an action. If there is gravity, etc., why the apple should fall down or you should not go up, you think and then you verify facts and then formulate the theory. It holds good until new scientific influence comes and changes the whole thing, like quantum theory and analog theory, etc. They are also explained. New inventions are coming and they are all explained. These are outward. So I told you about the undifferentiated awareness and undifferentiated matter from unseen to seen. So first you don't awareness, you don't know anything about awareness except it is your intelligence. And the intelligence is to be formed by what it is doing. Without intelligence nothing can be done. So that is intelligence, but what is intelligence if you want to know? It is a pure essence, then this self-analysis is needed. So from not seen awareness, not seen but comprehensible undivided matter, from there air which you can touch, and when you say touch, already sense organs have been produced. Then only you know that touch you get. Then you see the fire, so you see the objects manifestation, and then water. It is just liquid, it is not solid. And earth, solid, liquid, everything, all elements are there in earth. Earth is also an element, but earth has all elements, heat, water, everything it has. It's a mixture, but you can isolate earth. It is a separate element. And Akasha. These are all manifestations. Akasha is first of unseen, differentiated matter. It is differentiated matter, very close to infinite existence, very close to undifferentiated matter, but it differentiated into an element. And the rudiments, they have their own qualities, like earth smell, fire rupam, water coldness, air touch, akasha sound. They are the qualities, abstract qualities, unique feature, and these unique features are only in their respective elements. These manifestations from undifferentiated, the facts, rudiments are formed. I am explaining this sloga, and then word by word I will explain to you. The rudiments are formed. You can show this chart. The 5 elements first form from undifferentiated matter. Undifferentiated matter means it could be even smaller than basal particle, the last you have formed. Beyond that, what lies beyond basal particle is undifferentiated matter. It's material. It is not. It is physical and non-physical. So, but the undifferentiated matter is absolute, and undifferentiated awareness is also absolute. From that relative comes when rudiments are formed, First the basin particles and smaller particles, whatever it is, the ultimate end of matter. So stage by stage it comes and develops, then you come to the rudiments of these 5 elements. 5 elements are distinctly first tendency to show. Unlimited shows a tendency to become distinct elements. And this after becoming distinct elements, the rudiments are used for the Sukshama Sarira. I will come to that later. But now I will talk about this gross body. These rudiments, the 5 distinct elements separated into 2 halves. So one half is stable. The other half of each of these 5 elements show a tendency to split into 4 equal parts, 1/4 of the half. Like that, the 5 elements also split. Then what happens? One element says sky, akasha, not sky, space. It joins with the 4 quarters of the other half, the other 4 elements. That is 1/8 of the whole element. So 1/2 with 1/8 of the other 4 elements, they combine right from space, then air and fire, and then water and air, like that. That the first division, then second combination. This is called 5-fold division and combination. This is sort of permutation combination. This kind of combinations for each individual gives a body at the last stage of the combination, that is 4 elements joining with 1 element, like that for 5 elements, that is that grossification. Then you see the manifestation, the protection of the body. So the body is made of this panchi, this is called panchi karana. Karana means to make, panchi means 5. So panchi kritam also means that, krita means already done. Krita means to, you have made that. Karana means to make it. So panchikaranam, panchikritam both are same. So after panchikritam, this body, gross body is given to each individual so meticulously, it is possible. It is so accurate. That's why Agastya has an insight into that, and he is able to say for so many individuals, he is able to predict the horoscope. The knowledge is perfect there. You can't question it. So these bodies are given to each individual according to his karma, that is past actions, experiences. When I say actions, experiences. We are going through from the day we are born to the last day of our life. We go through a series of experiences. Normally what we do, we say events are happening. I was born in such a year, and then I lived like that. I grew up, and so many years, so many look past. So you have past experiences which you remember. Your mind takes everything. The mind takes experiences. The mind has 3 aspects. I have not yet come to that. So the mind takes all these experiences. So all these experiences pile up, and you go to a cache memory and store it up also. And after 50 years, you still remember. So talk about that, bitter and happy. Mostly you forget the happy events. You only remember the bitter events. So life is more full of sorrows than happiness. Happiness you forget. You think it's all due to you, and then you go away. And then go to another happiness. That same happiness becomes sorrow. Because cause and effect are not there. Both effect, the karya, karanam, both are one and the same. So these worldly pleasures will be inevitably followed by miseries and sorrows. The body is the hall of experience. That is our gross body. So we get the gross body this way. After Panchikaranam, we get the gross body made of 5 elements. and the combinations are like that, and which combination you have got more space or more hair or more whatever it is. It is all due to your own baggage which you have carried forward, and according that you are given a body, and you have to go through the experience of sorrows and sufferings. See, and this body is hut of experience. Bhogayatanam. Bhogayatanam means it is hall of experience, hut of experience, house of experience. I say tent of experience because a tent is always removed and a new tent is obtained. So you get a new body, you die and then get a new body. So it is like sleeping and coming back to wakefulness. So the death and birth. And Sariram Sukha Dukkanam, Sariram, this body, gross body, which I explained, Sukha Dukkanam, happiness and sorrows. Through this hall, you experience these things, and the hall has windows, eyes, ears, so many things, and for that you observe, your sense of perception, you receive everything, and you react, and you get the experience, and you have the pleasures and pains of life. Sariram Sukha Dukkhanam Bhoga Yatanam Uchete. It is said, sacred testimony, you know, you are not going to question it because your pratiksham, that is observations, perception, inference, these are the basic scientific tools all the scientists use. Very scientific. You want only a scientific explanation of God, that is given here. And then in scientific explanation, you have got three acts, that is the scientist, and then the act of doing the experiment, and the object on which you experiment. These three things are there. Therefore, when the three things how you do is observe and scientific tools, that is perception. And when perception is not adequate, so if you want to know the distance of Mars, how will you know that? So you send the light rays and then calculate the time it takes and then work out the distance. Isn't it? That is inference. So inference, where the perception fails, prediction fails, you go for inference. So the Sanskrit words are prediction and anumanam. Anumanam means inference. But these things are not at all possible when you talk about this birth and that birth and all that, and the origin of the world and the end of the world and the origin of the universe and all that. These things are not going to help you. So extraordinary, extrasensory perception is needed. That is given by our saints. So they can say so many things. So see, only Uranus was found only about 180 years or 200 years back, but Vyasa makes a mention of that in his Mahabharata, in a particular sloka. He tells his disciple, I am viewing a blue small planet, smallest planet at outskirts of solar system. He mentions about his Uranus there. How he does that is only because of his Jnana Chakshushu, that is eye of wisdom. That eye of wisdom is different from this physical eyes, the lens you have. It is different, it is extrasensory perception. He contemplates and he is in eternal presence. There is no past or future for him. And from atom he sees the world, in the universe he sees the atom. So that is the experience. Totally, radically different experience which nobody is able to explain, but you have to believe the sages because all of them agreed on what they found subjectively. And your assumptions also, they are all good people, not bogus people, using saffron and cheating people, the lay people. They are good people, you have faith in them and then follow what they say. Then you can also undergo the same experience. That is the only way you can undergo this experience. So whatever we talk here is only to tell you what it is, as all these sages said. Bhogayatanam uchyate. So Panchikrita Mahabhuta. Mahabhuta Sambhavam Karma Sanchitam. Sambhavam means that occurred. Karma Sanchitam. That is your past and present. All these things, they needed some body. And for that, this Panchikritam took place. And this Panchikritam took place because that is how God is existing. And then you become the world, etc. came, and then you also came into being and all that. So all these sequences followed. So and this is how this Panchikritam happened, and this gross body was given to you. So that's all this slokam explains to you. Panchikrita Mahabhuta Sambhavam Karma Siddham Sariram Sukhatukkanam Bhogayanam Uchyate. Then I have explained also the chart. You have understood it now. You are able to understand this. So next sloka. Panchaprana Mano Buddhi Dasendriya Samanvitam Apanchikrita Bhutotam Sukshmagam Bhoga Sadhanam. The next is answer. So we have explained to you the gross body. We are going to the next subtle body. Panchaprana Mano Buddhi. Panchaprana is 5 pranas. These pranas are prana is the life force which controls and regulates the various activities in our sense organs. It is because of this dynamic energy that life is evident in sense perception. See, it is your life force. So from head to toe, it operates. It is the seat of government, you can say, the central government at White House, controlling the entire United States. Nothing can happen without that government, that White House. What happens in Alaska at the end of Mexico border, it will know everything. In fact, it extends even beyond. That is called sphere of influence. Sphere of influence, it in North Korea, they say, we will wipe out North Korea. That's what America says. North Korea is somewhere in other part of the world. So, that is sphere of influence. That is the power of the central government. So, like that, the central government, the seat, the headquarters, the ruling seat is the prana. Prana, life force. Second, the same life force, the same government is also operating in other parts, like if it is Delhi, it is in the south, Kanyakumari and other, so many states are there. So many states are there, so many officials are there, so many forces are there, like army, then civil administration, so many things are there. All the paraphernalia, all the surgeries of the central government. Like that, this prana has also, apana is the excretory system in a healthy body, the capacity to reject the unnecessary and unwanted poisonous things from the body. So excretory system, it removes all the unwanted things from you eat something and it has to get out after digestion. So that is apana. And then samana. Samana means it expresses life function of the digestive system. So what digestion takes place, and then digested, then the blood is formed, and it has the energy. It has to be circulated to various parts on equal basis. On equal basis, it is distributed. Ready for absorption is not yet distributed. It makes the food ready for absorption by the body. So the digestive system. Samana is digestive system. That is, it converts food into energy form. So after this is done, this energy energy is formed. Vyana, distribute digested food with equity and justice. Equity and justice. So like a government, if village want more, if it's a runner, more energy is sent there. Similarly, for every operations, if you need for lifting, hands must get more energy. When you run, you see also leg wants energy and all parts are activated. The hands have to move and all that you have to make running possible. So energy is equally distributed to all parts of the body. Sometimes more energy is given if it is wanted. So udana is the capacity to rise up and peep into fresh fields of knowledge. Jnana distributes. Udana is this is for speculation. What we are doing now. So you want to see unexplored regions of knowledge. So for that, for speculative purposes, the udana, I see it is very helpful to you. Udana is the capacity to rise up and peep into fresh fields of knowledge by which the existing wrong notions are removed by the newly acquired convictions and experiences, the capacity in us to evolve or devolve in our thoughts. So this udana is very much in us. That's why the sixth sense, and you are better than the animals. But after all, see, you are a process from the evolution. From the lowest to the highest we are coming. So after this, what should be the higher evolution? It is only self-realization. It is only self-realization towards which you are aiming, you are going. The whole creation, there is creation, maintenance and resolution, the process. It is evolution from not knowing to knowing fully well. So when you know everything, that is you are fully evolved. There is nothing more to be known. You know the secrets of the universe. You know how yourself is there and all that. That is the end of all your pursuit. So that is udana. So this Panchaprana Mano, see, I explained this Panchaprana Mano Buddhi. Mind is Manas is mind and Buddhi is intellect. Mind and intellect are the same. There is one more aspect, Ahankara, that is we will take in the next sloka. This mind, intellect, this Panchaprana, the five forces, and Dashendriya Samanvitam. Dashendriya has the five sense organs. Five organs of action that we saw the other day. So that is smell, and then taste, eyes, hearing, body also is a jnanendriya. Touch. Body is also a jnanendriya. And karmendriyas are again same, the ears and as a organ, you are able to hear, an aperture for hearing, then eyes, and then taste, 3, 4, hands. Hands and legs I have told, isn't it? Then excretion and eating. So five organs of action, 5 organs of sense. So Dashendriya, see these Panchaprana 5, Mano Buddhi 7 plus Ahankara, it is not mentioned here, 8. And then Dashendriya, that's 10. So 18. 18 are made before Panchikata. Apanchikrita bhudottam sukshmangam bhogasadhanam. Apanchikritam, before Panchikritam, of these 5 elements, sukshmangam, that is subtle body, bhogasadhanam, that is the instrument of experience. Sadhanam means instrument, bhogam means experiences, instrument of experiences. Body is a hall of experience, and bhogasadhanam, sukshmangam is instrument of experience. This Sukshmangam, it consists of Panchapranam, Mano Buddhi, Dashendriya Samanvitam. All these 12 items, including Ahankara also, because Manas, Buddhi, that is mind, intellect, and Ahankara, that is I, everything is mine, that ego, that is the source of all the ignorance, let me tell you. So we must completely get rid of ego. Every one of us should get rid of ego. It's absolutely essential. When ego goes only, then knowledge will come there. It's attitude on your part. It's difficult to get over that because you are born with that. That is why we say Kayenavada Manasendriyarva Manasendriyarva Buddhyatmanava Prakriti Subhavati Karomi Yete Sakalam Sri Narayana iti samarpayami. That is, here Narayana is the self. You are imagining the self to be Narayana. There, see, you submit everything, whatever you do by your kaya, body, manas, mind, acha, speak. So all these things you do, you submit to Lord Narayana. You are not doing it. I am doing it, you think. You are not doing it. You are not doing it. Something else is doing that, and it is doing that, and something else is helping you to do all these things, and that something is not connected with this, and that something is the self. What all these things are done is by mind, intellect, ahankara, and the jnana, the dashendriya feed you with information, and it is processed by the mind, and the pros and cons is given again by mind, intellect aspect. And then this ahankara says, it's all mine. I have done this, it takes a new role. Suddenly it usurps the power. It gets the power only from the self. The self is unconcerned with all these things. The mental apparatus is physical, very subtle, very thin. The mind is subatomic, its nature. Its extent is unlimited. So, but, and it's so vacillating. It can never be controlled. Manarampur, Tavikinrai, that is the song we said. Mind, it is about mind. You keep quiet. And you are not controlling the, suppressing the mind. Suppression, depression, everything, oppression, these are all bad. You are only allowing the thoughts to go and evaporate. And finally, you don't have a thoughtless state of not mind, because mind, thoughtlessness is not having the mind at all. Mind is only a bundle of thoughts, like a thread. It goes on weaving and all that outward. So that has to be completely controlled, not controlled, it should be allowed to go away, and that for that you make one thought, big thought, that is namasmarana. That thought eliminates everything else. So whenever your mind is uncontrollable, you start chanting name of divine. Your Ishtadeva, whoever it is. There is a small story here. That is, one fellow says, whenever I want to practice, meditate, he tells Ramakrishna, I only think of my buffalo. I am not able to forget that, he says. Then this very nice Ramakrishna says, let that buffalo be your namasmarana, he says. So he takes it and verbatim he is practicing the namasmarana, buffalo, my buffalo. Then after 6 months, Ramakrishna comes there. He says, how are you? He asks his disciple. Master, I am not able to come out because my arms are obstructing the way. The door is small, he says. So, such is the power of concentration, he becomes a buffalo himself. So, you are concentrating all your thought process on one object. Somebody asked me whether my Ishtadeva I can go. Yes, you can. The same Ishtadeva will grant you everything. Varadha Bhaya Hastamisam. Varadha Bhayam. On one hand it gives varams. Abhayam, your Devata. Hastamisam means Hastam. It has 4 arms, So Hastamisam, that is God. So that is when you imagine it to be a deity. That deity is also superimposition on your own self. This is a however deep subject. I am not finishing this lesson today. So, so this Murti Upasana can be done for achieving your goals, concentration for thoughts. So, Dashendra Samalpitam, Apanchikrita Bhutottam, Sukshmagam Bhogasadhanam. So, this Sukshma body, this subtle body is given to you before the Panchikritam took place. The Panchikritam, after Panchikritam, gross body comes. Before Panchikritam, the Sukshma body comes. The Sukshma body has 18 principles. And 18 principles including Pancha Pranam, and add to that 5 bhutas which are manifest outside, which are also in your body. So 23 plus one more principle, that is awareness, which is not finding it. That awareness, of course, here comes in some form, prana, life force, manifestation. The prana is inside you. That same prana is the self outside also. So here you have got your body, and outside how is the manifestation? First I told you undifferentiated self and undifferentiated matter. From that, the sukshma body one comes from this undifferentiated. Undifferentiated air becomes Panchabhutas, etc. Undifferentiated awareness becomes as a mahat. The word term for that is mahat. Here you say sukshma body, there you say the outside manifestation mahat. That mahat has all these 18 principles. So that's 18 principles is also coming into your body before Panchakarma. So mahat is same as you. That's why in Pindam you can see the under. That is, I have gone to the very end of the Vedanta. It's not so easily understood. So, all these, what body has is also outside, and it goes by different, it goes by Mahat. From Mahat only this Pancha Prana Mano Buddhi Dasandriya Samniptam comes. So, that all goes to make 18, and this Panchabhutas, which is in your body as well as outside, 23, plus one more principle, awareness, with which you started. Started with awareness, undivided awareness, then undivided matter, then manifestation. The manifestation, the awareness operating as Mahat and operating within yourself as the Sukshma body and all that. We explained to you the beginning one. I'm sorry, that's not your fault. It's my fault, I start moving. So I explained to you about the beginning about Tamasaha, darkness. That is ignorance. The Tamasaha is the Sankaracharya is worshipping in the sloga, Tamasaha sloga, Arka Varnam, and what is that? Pratar Bajami Manasa Valsa Adil. See, Pratar Nami Tamasak Paramarka Varnam. Totally dark. Paramarka Varnam, completely dark. Morning I pray that darkness, he says. So that darkness is, we can take it as ignorance. So ignorance is darkness. Outside you see the darkness is 3/4 of the unseen the word. Tripatasya Amratam Divi. So what is that outside? What is that inside? Inside you. Inside you is that ignorance. We are going to that slogan now. Anadya vidya nirvachya karana upadi ruchyate upadi tritiya danyam atmanam avadharayet. Anadi avidya anirvachya. Anadi avidya, you put slogan. Anadi avidya anirvachya. Anadi avidya anirvachya karano upadi uchyate. The uchyate comes everywhere because that is the basis of all these things. Your prediction, your anmana fails. The scientist has no access to this. It is a matter of self. And the scientist also has a self, let him follow these things, then he will probably understand it much better than even others. Anadi avidya nirvachya karana upadi uchyate. Karana upadi uchyate. Uchyate means it is said What is a causal body? Karana means cause. Causal. Upadhi is body here, but upadhi means conditioning factor. What is an upadhi? Supposing you want pure water, there is salt. The salt is the upadhi there. Supposing you want salt, and from the impure water, then water becomes upadhi. One thing conditions the other. What is main and what is upadhi? The conditioning factors. So karana upadhi uchyate. What is karana upadhi? Anadi, it is, as its nature is avidya. It is ignorance. Anadi, it is endless. Anirvacha, it cannot be explained. And already we explained gross body and also subtle body. Now this is the third one. We also call this a body, and it is very subtle. So you just to give it a name, you call it a body. It is completely a subtle way, completely hiding your perception of this. So upadhi trityadanyam. These three upadhi conditioning factors are tritya, three. Anyam, apart from this, distinct is atmanam avadharayet. Avadharayet means understand. Your atma is distinct from these three conditioning factors called the causal body, the subtle body. Causal body, the subtle body, and also we'll finish it now. Causal body, subtle body, and the gross body. These are the three things, but in this sloka we are going to explain to you the ignorance. The ignorance of the causal body. This causal body, this sloka says, anadi, beginningless. Avidya, this is ignorance. Avidya is anadi, beginningless. Anirvacha, cannot be described. Karana upadhi, it is called causal body by us. Who says this? All the rishis says uchyate. And upadhi trityadanyam. So these conditioning factors are three, including this ignorance body, the subtle body, and gross body. These three things are the conditioning factors, and your self is entirely different from this. So the self is housed by this body, and over the body is this ignorance, causal body, and also the sukshmangam, your this dashendriya, manobuddhi, ahankara, and then the gross body made of 5 elements. This body, when it dies, it blows, air goes out and becomes cold, so heat goes out. Then what else? What are the changes happening? Heat goes out, all the five elements go away, and the earth starts disintegrating. Water goes out, water dries up, and then warmth goes away, body becomes cold. Third, water also dries up. Then what is remaining is the carcass, it also disintegrates. So, and what is left alone? Akasha. Akasha is yielded back to Akasha. Akasha is there. Whether the body is there or not, the Akasha is there. So also the Atma is there. Both are not connected with the Akasha is physical manifestation, the farthest end of physical manifestation. And the awareness is not at all manifested. These two things are totally unaffected by all these bodily changes. So, this ignorance, we have to explain little this ignorance. This karana upadhi, how it comes. This karana upadhi, it is, we are gathering experiences during your life. And we also talk about experience, etc., like that. But then normally we say, in terms of events we only discuss. This happened today, this happened yesterday. So and all these things in terms of time, events, you are explaining. All the while you are experiencing the events. So, one way of explaining time is in terms of events. Such and such happened, so Christ was born 2000 years ago. Before, what was there? After Christ, what was there? Like that, time is sequenced according to events. But there is another way in Vedanta, you talk in terms of experiences. When you are born, that is first experience, you are born. Then you grow, another experience. So many things happen in your life, series of experiences, become old. Everything from beginning to end can be sequenced in terms of experiences. The passage of time is also according to experiences. Supposing when was the first experience? The mind is the experiencing factor. The mind experiences everything. When the first experience started? Let us say, when before first experience start, from first experience to the end of the first experience, then second experience, beginning, end of second experience, like that it goes. The first experience when it started, let us say 0 time. Because the first experience, there was time factor is counted only from experience. You know, the first experience from 0 to 1 unit of time, one experience like that. 1 life or half life, or 3/4 of hour, 1/3 of life. Let us say experience. Every moment there is experience is there. Every moment there is experience, every hour there is experience. And sleep is also an experience. I will explain to you why sleep is an experience, a very pleasant experience. So everything is experience. So first experience, before first experience started, the time was not accounted. And when did life appear on earth? It was after many ages, ice age, this age, and all that. And first the Big Bang theory, scientists are breaking their head when this Big Bang theory appeared and all that, how worlds were formed. You have got also Purana stories to sustain that. That is, Shiva stood as a column and Vishnu went down and Brahma went up. They could not find the end, both the ends. So, like this stories are there in our Purana also. This is, scientists also corroborate that, saying that there is a Big Bang and from that everything they were expanded and is expanding and chasing. We don't know where it is going and all that they say. So after so many ages, ice age, this age, that age, the earth also formed somewhere. The moon came in heat or something like that. You saw that also in various videos. So finally the earth in a unit of paramecium, amoeba, it evolved. And from there it was stationary, so took root. And it was moving because of water oscillation. So dynamic became a backbone and started moving. And then when water was receding, the fish was breathing oxygen from water. It suffered in the muddy water, jumped for breath and breath and breath for ages, millions of years. Then one maverick fish came. It developed from the cell the capacity to breathe from outside. Then the amphibian was brought and the frog came. It had 4 legs. There were also multiple pets like the Quran and other things. So many legs. But the 4 legs became 4-legged quadruped. From that quadruped monkey came and man also came. The 2 arms and 2 legs. In between horse came. The horse, if you see what you call mane or there got marks of these fish cells, showing that it emanated from fish. The horse is supposed to be the most intelligent animal, so I agree why you worship. Most intelligent animal, next to man. So this is how evolution came. And the time factor, so how this time started. So that you have come and you developed your subjective mind, and this mind started looking at and say, oh, this is the world, so this come, so the Big Bang and all that. The Big Bang had already come, but now you are viewing it by your subjective mind. The time itself is a product of this Big Bang. The world started roaming over, going around sun, and so the days are formed and the years are formed. Afterwards life comes. So time is a product of the evolution, and you are a product of the time also. You came after time. But you want to judge what happened before time. This is like the grandfather, the grandchild saying, I witnessed the marriage of my grandfather. So it goes like that. This is totally wrong. Therefore, you can't, you are ignorant what happened before. You can't understand the ignorance. That was there. Knowledge was also there, ignorance was also there. That is the darkness, tamasaka. I worship, namami tamasaka. So, that was also there, this knowledge was also, that is part of God, that is how He manifests, and He also is inside. So, if you understand, you have to understand this, you have to go to yourself and find out how it is. That you get the first-hand experience, then only. Otherwise, you can be talking about it. This ignorance, therefore, is not, this is ignorance, it is beginningless. It cannot be described. See, you can describe a thing, if a thing doesn't exist, you can't describe it. I can't describe it because it is not existing. If it is existing, you can explain that. Because it is existing, I see the light, I explain that. I see the chair, I can explain that. If the chair is not there, I can't explain it. Of course, I have an analogy of the chair because if you previously you have seen, like you have seen the snake and now you mistake it for the rope. Like that, you have got that experience. But supposing you don't have that experience, you can't explain it. So, you cannot explain it because you cannot say it is not existing. It is existing, tamasaha. It is existing, I am worshipping it. So it is existing. At the same time, when you get knowledge and knowledge, there is no darkness, there is no ignorance. Ignorance goes away. So, you can't say whether it is exist or not exist. When you say like this, you can't describe it. So it is not describable. That is this slokam. So I explained to you what is causal body is. This causal body, the ignorance, because of this ignorance only, you undergo these various experiences, and these experiences are stored by your mind. That mind, you see, is so subtle. This is so subtle, these vasanas come to you in the next birth. The next birth you are given another mental apparatus. That mental apparatus is given according to these experiences only. The last birth I was breaking my head to become a great scientist, but I never got it and I died as a poor man. This birth you are a great scientist. That effort continues here. For that you are given a body, you are given a mental equipment, you become an Einstein. Not all people can be Einstein. Not all fingers, 5 fingers are alike. These bodies are given to you according to previous vasanas. These vasanas are so subtle that constitute the ignorance that causes the body which you, subtle body and the gross body you get. The gross body is also for that. If you are destined to get some diseases due to past illness, etc., past previous experience that comes to you, that affects the body, the sense organs are telling you the story, the body is affected and all that. So the instrument of experience and the body which undergoes this. Left to itself body is, it doesn't feel any pain or pleasure. Because when you are operated upon, you don't know what happens to the body. Actually, when my operation was done for Mami, she was looking at her own operation, the fan. She was so conscious, awake. She was given anesthesia and she could see from the fan, the reflection, the darkness, what their doctors were doing. Immediately the doctor switched off the fan. Said something. She was actually experiencing it in the most pleasurable way because there's no body pain or nothing like that, you see. So the body is not conscious of its pain or pleasure. It is only the instrument of experience, that is your intellect or brain, mind, it feels that. It is not the self also. The self is also totally unconnected with this, like the sun. Sun shines over a palace or over a funeral ground or something like that, or a marriage. It is totally unconnected, but without that light nothing can happen. So like that the Atma is also, without that Atma nothing happens. Panchaprana, Mano Buddhi. So, and the Panchaprana, the vital force, that is Atma. It is coming as energy. But Atma is more than that energy. It is the brightest of all. It is dark, of course, but the darkness, behind darkness is light. That light is, with all the nebula, all the stars combined, several times more powerful. That light you become when you realize self. My Guru used to say, Mataji, that she was, from a child she used to see a huge disk of brightness behind, going around her, always swarming her. She didn't know what it was, and by 6 or 7 she felt this experience. She shared with her father, what is this, Appa? It's something very great, I can't explain to you. He was a Chakra Upasaka, Devi Upasaka, so naturally the genes came to Mataji also, and probably Mataji was destined to be born only in that family, all previous birth. And my Guru used to say that I don't have a further birth. I am a realized person, she used to say that. You have to believe that, because, not to believe, you have to accept it. Believing is totally wrong. Accept it, so that that is sacred testimony from the Guru, a realist soul, Brahmavid. There are various stages in understanding the Brahmavid also. The ultimate stage is what we are talking here. Even a few stages going to elevate you, free you from the birth, and you become cognizant of so many things. So there are various stages. That also we mentioned in the previous class, the various planes of existence. Om, Bhu, Bhur, Bhuvasva, Bhuhu, Bhuvaga, Subhaga. Subhaga is Swarga Logam, another plane. Even Bhuvaga, that is Bhur Logam, that is Pitra Logam. Time is over, no? I am going on. I finish it now. So the 3 planes are there. These 3 planes, beyond that is Surya Lokam, beyond that is what? You can't say, explain that. So there are various stages are there. These planes can be reached by individuals according to their effort. So I have explained to you these important slogas, 3 slogas about the self, about the various bodies you have, and the experiences you undergo and all that. So, then we will go to other classes. Already too much time has gone there, but I think things have been properly explained today. Clear? Mami, புரியுதா?
புரியுது, அப்படியே இருக்க மாட்டேங்குது.
அது கஷ்டம். இதே வந்து இருக்குதுன்னு சொல்லலாம்.
நிறைய படிச்சுட்டு தான் இருக்கேன்னா, இப்போ நீங்க சொல்லதான் ஏதோ வருது அதெல்லாம் அந்த மாதிரி.
அதே நாலேஜ் நமக்குள்ள போயிடுறதுனால அது உங்களோட it becomes your permanent thing. You completely your attitude will be different. அதுக்கப்புறம் பிராக்டிஸ் நிறைய பண்ண வேண்டியது இருக்கு இல்லையா? ஸோ இதை வச்சு மனசில் பேக்ரவுண்டை வச்சுக்கிட்டு you have to go on practicing. அது இன்னும் பல விஷயங்கள் இருக்குது அதை பற்றி சொல்கிறதுக்கெல்லாம். மெடிடேஷன்னா இப்படி, பக்தினா இப்படி பல விஷயங்கள் இருக்கு. அந்த ஈஸியஸ்ட் வே நாமஸ்மரணம் தான்.
சொல்லிட்டுங்க குரங்கு மனசுட்டு அது அலபாஞ்சிட்டு தான் இருக்கு.
அது எல்லாருக்கும் அதாவது நாமஸ்மரண अन्य उपायं नहीं पश्यामो भवशरणं भज गोविंदम भज गोविंदम. भज गोविंदம் சொல்றாங்க. நாமஸ்மரணம் நாமஸ்மரணம் தான் வேற வழி கிடையாது. அந்நிய உபாயம் வேற வழி நகி பச்சாமோ எனக்கு கண்டு கேட்டது தெரியல. Submitting everything to the Almighty. Humility. இதெல்லாம் நம்ம கல்டிவேட் பண்ணிக்கலாமே. ஹியூமிலிட்டி, நான் ஜெலசி, ஈகோ, பொறாமப்படாம ஆனஸ்டி, பொய் சொல்லாம இருக்கிறது. நெஜம் போதும் சொன்னா இடத்துல போய் மாட்டிப்போம். அவாய்ட் பண்ணலாம். நமக்குள்ள போய் சாப்பிடலாம். நமக்குள்ள நேர்மையா இருக்கிறது, நமக்கே கஷ்டமா இருக்கிறது திருத்திக்கிறது. தப்பு ஒண்ணு அதனால இட் இஸ் பிரகிருதி, நேச்சர். அது சரி பண்ணிக்கிறதுக்கு கம் பேக் டு right, of course, correct. It will be there. It will be there and மற்றவர்களால நம்ம அஃபெக்ட் ஆகும். இந்த இது மாதிரி நம்ம ஒரு சேஞ்ச் அவுட்லுக்ல பார்த்தே மத்வா வந்து அப்படி இல்லாம நம்ம ப்ராப்ளம் வருது. ஹவு டு ஃபேஸ் தட்? யூ டோன்ட் ரியாக்ட், யூ ஒன்லி ரெஸ்பாண்ட். யூ கேன் ரெஸ்பாண்ட். யூ நீட் நாட் அக்செப்ட் இன்ஜஸ்டிஸ். You need not accept that. But how you react is very important. If you hit me, I will hit you also. That need not be the policy. But you have to safeguard yourself. For that, you will have to return that. If somebody comes to kill you, that is the worst thing that happens to you. So you can definitely take safeguards to save yourself. But no equity, no hatred. That is vasana. Hatred going into your mind more than the act of doing harm to others. So when birds kill other smaller birds for eating, it is the hunger satisfied பண்றதுக்காக போடுறது. அதை பண்ணிட்டு அதை கொண்டு போய் it gives to its younger ones. It kills the younger ones of other bird and it gives the food to its own younger ones. So for eating, you are killing. But we kill not for eating, for the pleasure of killing you deliberately. For our property, for these poor women, or for so many things, we commit mistakes. That goes into our mind, you see. And that is very good.
எல்லாத்தையும் விட்டாச்சு. ஒண்ணு கிடையாது இருக்கு. சுத்தம். அவ்வளவுதான்.
இல்ல நம்ம சத்சங்கத்துல இருக்கோம். நம்மளால அதெல்லாம் பண்ணது இல்லை. எக்ஸ்ட்ரீமெண்ட்ஸ் எல்லாம் நம்ம பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கோம் கிடையாது. நம்ம ஒதுங்கி போறோம். டிரைவ் பண்றதே ஒதுங்கி போறோம். வெளியே விளையாட்டு போறதே we are very careful. Most of us we are living same life. But our mental attitude மாத்திக்கலாம் இல்லையா? I am only advising. I am not setting an example.